In this nitty-gritty Let's Play live stream, we're going to be playing American Mah Jongg at Mahjong Time. If you've not tried playing at Mahjong Time yet, look for my email in the video description below. Send me an email, and I can send you information on their 30-day VIP trial. One of the reasons why I enjoy playing there is they have random discards. So when you play the game in person, people typically discard a tile right in front of them. Sometimes the tiles get smushed around a little bit, especially when the walls get pushed out. So at Mahjong Time, 90% of the tiles in front of each player are theirs. 10% of the tiles are a little off, well, just off the beaten path, let's say. So it mimics what it's like when you play in person. And because of that, you can practice hand reading. We're going to be talking a little bit about that today because the topic is planning discards. And we're going to focus on optimization and sabotage. So I hope that you are buckled in. Well, first, I hope you have a drink and maybe even a snack if you like, because we're going to dig into nitty-gritty details on planning discards. This is a nitty-gritty format, so there'll be no socialization today. If you prefer socialization with these live streams, consider joining us on Fridays from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Today will all be about the nitty-gritty details of planning discards. I want to say thank you so much to our moderators for helping monitor the chat today. We'll try to stay on topic. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Wes, Abby, Evelyn, Barbara, hello. Judy, welcome. All right, I've got the presentation up. I just need to get it into presenter mode and then we'll get started. And we'll get to do a lot of gameplay with commentary too. This is a short, relatively short presentation. And I also have something that we can cover that will help you learn how to estimate the wall in play when you're playing in person, if there's interest and time permitting. So I will share my screen now and we'll get started. All right, here we go. Planning discards. When you play this game, there's a goal. The goal is to be the first player to win a hand on the card, the National Mah Jongg League card, because we're playing American Mah Jongg for this live stream anyway. So you've got to have a hand on the card. And there's always a tendency to want to pick a hand right away because their cards are staring you in the face. But you don't need to pick a hand till you run out of discards. So when you get your dealt hand, don't think about, oh, what hand am I going to play? Instead, focus on the best category that can utilize your tiles and focus on hand development at that point. And what that means is that you're going to look at your dealt tiles and you're going to target the strength of the hand. The strength of the hand is going to be either with a predominant pattern. If you have all single tiles, for example, you're going to want to choose a category to focus on. You could also have multiples in your hand. And with American Mah Jongg, that is the primary focus for hand development, because every hand on the card uses at a minimum pairs and singles, and then they build up pairs, pungs, kongs. You have to have multiples in your hand. So if you start there, you're going to set yourself up for success. So you want to target the strength of the hand, whether it be multiples or the predominant pattern. Then you're going to gather. You're going to gather tiles during the Charleston to get as much fodder as possible before you have to make a decision on which hand to play. Eventually, you'll know where you're headed, what couple of hands you might be playing, and you're going to start building those multiples. And along the way, you're going to defend. And this is where the topic comes in with discard planning. For this part of the presentation, we're going to talk about right when East discards their first tile to start the game. So we're through the Charleston. And when you're looking at your tiles and you're thinking to yourself, okay, what do I discard? What happens if, for example, you have all keepers? The idea for discard planning is to keep the tiles that are going to support the strength of your hand first, and then look at whatever's remaining, the unwanted tiles, and think about what would give you the best opportunity for either plan B or maybe even an opportunity for joker exchange. And when you think about those things, you want to consider tile efficiency. This typically, or the idea with tile efficiency applies to consecutive runs, the consecutive run category. There's power in tile efficiency because there's just this built-in fluidity or agility. You can go up or down that 9-number range. And this is where the tactic called outside in comes from. So outside in, if you think about the range of the suited tiles 1 through 9, and we're going to talk about this outside in theory. And the whole idea is to optimize potential for joker exchange. The focal point of the theory is consecutive run. It's the most flexible category on the card because you have 3 suits numbered 1 through 9. Tiles 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, 9, or 9, 8, 7, going from the outside in. Outside in. Did I say inside out before? Outside in. These are on the edge. And then we have the middle numbers. These are the most flexible. So typically the tiles 3 through 7 are going to be more likely used in exposures just by nature of the design of the game. 3 suits numbered 1 through 9. And if you think about the categories on the card, we've got consecutive run, the most powerful category on the card. And then we have odds, which usually has the most hands. Between consecutive run and odds, most of the hands are in there. And you think about odds having 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Well, 3, 5, 7 are also in the middle of the 9-number range. 1, 2 being the outside left, 9, 8 being the outside right. So tiles 3 through 7 are going to more likely be in exposures with jokers. And that's what we want to optimize the potential for joker exchange. So if you discard from the outside in, you're going to leave those middle tiles in your hand for when someone makes an exposure with a joker. And then you can do an exchange with that one tile. We're hopefully going to have opportunities to demonstrate this theory. And I use it when I play. I use it all the time. However, you got to think about that you could be using those tiles yourself. So in that case, you're not going to discard those. You're going to do something different. If you're playing odds, you want to keep 3s and 7s, probably 3, 5, 7. If you're playing evens, you're going to want to keep the 4s and 6s. So you got to think about what you're playing. That's your focus. And then you do the best you can with what you have left over. And if you have edge tiles, 1, 2, 3, 9, 8, 7, that you're not working with, those would be discarded first, or depending on what happens at the table as well. You've got to be, this particular strategy has a lot of spinning plates. So you've got to be mindful of what is being discarded and what is being exposed. So this is the idea in working with optimization with this outside in discard planning. What you want to do is discard from the edge in. So 1s would go first if you're not playing with, let's say, odds, and then you would throw evens next. And of course, that depends on whether or not you're using 2s. But the idea is to discard from the outside in, because the middle tiles are going to be more used in most of the hands. And then, of course, the closer you get to the other side of the range, the less flexibility of that tile. So holding the tiles in the middle are going to give you those opportunities to do joker exchanges. If you think about wins, there are only 4, and dragons, there are only 3. So those typically go first. I'll discard wins and dragons first, and then I also discard year tiles if I'm not using them to sabotage the big year hand. So discard from the outside in after you've gotten rid of your wins and dragons, and then year tiles. So outside in would be the 3rd level. So wins first, then dragons, then year tiles, then outside in. So 9, 8, 7, 1, 2, 3. And we'll be demonstrating all of this. The key to this particular discard strategy is that you've got to switch it by the end of the middle wall, because you do not want to be holding on to those efficiency tiles if they have not been discarded going into the end game, because they're going to be more and more risky as the game progresses. So you need to switch it to inside out if you're playing to win. So if 4, 5, 6, or 3 through 7 have not been discarded yet, you need to start discarding those before you get to the end of the 3rd wall, because you do not want to have fresh or unseen discards going into the last wall. So the inside out theory also works well if you're playing a pair hand, or if you're attempting a jokerless hand and you don't care about jokers. If you discard from the inside out, you can sabotage your opponents who are holding those efficiency tiles. So if someone's playing consecutive run, or maybe an odd hand, if you're discarding 3, 5, 7 or 4, 5, 6, you're going to be able to sabotage those hands by discarding inside out. And this is when you're not interested in joker exchange opportunities. So discard from the inside out. And then when you're in the end game, if you're discarding edge tiles, they're less likely going to be used. So you can use those edge tiles if you get them, so that you're not feeling anxious about discarding a risky tile. So if, again, it's going to depend on what is out. So if you draw 1 dot and there's 1 out, versus if you draw, let's say, a 5 and there's 1 out. A 1 is going to be less risky than a 5 because of that efficiency. So think about the edge tiles. They're typically the safest for the end game. All right, discarding inside out can sabotage those efficiency hands like consecutive run, which are all over the card. Well, not all over, but in almost all the categories. There are consecutive runs, not just in the consecutive run category. So during the end game, you want to be very careful and decide if you're going to play to win or fold and break up your hand. If you decide to play to win, you want to discard the unseen tiles first, because those are going to increase in risk. And you want to discard from the inside out, because those are going to be riskier. Dragons and flowers too. And this is if you're playing to win. But if you decide to fold, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to break up your hand and discard as safely as possible. Typically by this point of the game, it'll be from the outside in. So we're going to play now, and I'm going to demonstrate all these concepts, and then we'll come back to this presentation, time permitting, to do a real life demonstration of how to figure out the wall in play to help you with your discard planning. So I'm going to go to Mahjong Time now, and we're going to join a table. There's a table right here. So let's try to get in right here. Okay, we made it. So here we go. First game, and we're going to talk about hand development during the Charleston. And then when we get to where East discards, we're going to talk about discard planning. And we'll demonstrate everything that I shared from the outside in and then switching to inside out, watching what's happening at the table and bringing it all together. So when you look at these tiles, we have singles with a pair of norths. So whatever we do, I would do something with winds because we have a pair north. So we could maybe play a year hand. We've got twos. We don't have any fours, but we've got twos. We also do have like numbers with nines. So I think what I would do here is probably discard a 7 with a 9. 1, 7, 9, hold the twos for maybe a year hand, maybe the concealed year hand, or maybe like numbers with news, concealed wins. Here's a 4. And we have tiles we can pass. We don't need to pick a hand. We've got tiles we can pass. You do the best you can with what you have left over. Sometimes the passes are going to be a bit risky, but you've got to put the focus on your own hand first. And then you do the best you can with what you have left over. Okay, no keepers. And we have tiles we can pass. I think we could probably do 8, 9 instead of passing all odds. Let's pass 8, 9, 1. You could see that the passes get a little more risky as the Charleston progresses because you gather keepers, which limits what you can pass. So just by nature of the game, your passes will become more and more risky as the Charleston progresses. If you get keepers, here we've got 7s. We're going to keep going. We need to make a choice though here. So, because we have 7s and we have 2s. With news here, I think what I would do is probably focus on news concealed with either 2s or 7s, and I would give something up. Since 2s didn't come around, you might think, well, let's give up the 2 and see if big numbers comes in. But if we pass a 2, we're passing the whole year category here. 2, 4 dragon. So I wouldn't do that. I would instead let one of the 7s go with a 4. So we could do either 2s or 7s with news concealed wins. We have a 5, 6, 7 here. It looks pretty, but it's not helpful. I think what I would do is just pass 5, 6, because we could still use 7s or 2s with that concealed wind hand. No keepers. So we can just pass these. No more wins have come. Maybe someone will give one up. Oh, look, we finally got a 7. And like numbers with 5s. Check that out. Okay, so now let's put the 7s over here because we now have a multiple in there. It's always best to target the multiples. These are all singles. 7s with news. And here I would pass 2. And that's how many they want anyway, so it'll work fine. One of each suit, some kind of a breakout there. And then we're looking for 7s with news. We have no gaps for our hand. We do have 5 discards at the moment, so we're probably going to be an underdog for a while till we get another keeper. There's another 7, so we'll keep it as an option. So we've got 4 discards with an option. I think that was a great Charleston, even though we technically got two keepers and that's it. All right, so here we are now in the discard planning piece. We're keeping wins and 7s. Those are edge tiles and wins. So we're going to discard year tiles first. Because we want to sabotage the big year hand. If we're not playing year tiles, let them go first. Then wins, dragons, and then outside in. So after this 2, we'll discard the 8 because it's on the edge. It simplifies the decision making. Now here's a player with a pure pung of 9s. They threw an 8, which makes me believe that they're playing either 3, 6, 9 or odds, probably big odds.
8 bamboos.
Because they threw away an 8. if they're playing consecutive run, they would have kept that 8.
6 dots.
Now they could be doing 7, 8, 9, or maybe the dragon hand. Let's let this year tile go first. The dragon hand, 5th one down under consecutive run. They could be doing that.
4
but
characters.
Let's just watch the rest of their discards. We'll see if 3s come out.
5 dots.
Maybe if 7s come out. That'll let us
1
know
dragon.
what category they're in. So we're going to keep an eye on it. We do not need 1s, and that's on the edge. So we're going to let that go first. We've got a 6 and 2 5s. So we're going to hold those to see if we can do a joker exchange with them, because they're more likely going to be used. I don't know if you noticed, and I just now noticed, there's a 5 dot and a 6 dot out. So those will go next. Once a tile is discarded, you can escalate it as a discard. So the 9 is out in a pung. We can let that go. The 5, 6, 8, those are all good discards right now. And they probably won't garner a joker in these cases. So this 5 crack, this one we might be able to save for a bit. A 7 crack was just discarded. 7 dot just discarded. We need pungs. So at the moment, we're all right. We don't need jokers yet, but we'll see. We're going to continue with this hand.
3 bamboos.
We're not going to call for anything. If we were to be able to call, maybe if a north goes down, but I wouldn't, because the hand's not strong enough for, let's say, the first hand under Winds and Dragons. All right, so these are all safe. We got a year tile, so we're going to let that go first.
4 bamboos.
Did you see that hesitation there?
3 bamboos.
So at the moment, 5, 6, 8 and dots, those are clear discards, and nobody wants them.
1 bamboo.
Okay, dragons go first if you're not using them.
Red dragon.
Winds, then dragons, then year tiles, then outside in.
6 bamboos.
That's the strategy I use, and it works well for me. Okay, so all these are discards. It didn't work out in this game. You never know what people are playing. All these are out, so they're all good, safe discards. We've not made any progress with our hand, but I think we should stick with it.
1 bamboo. 3 characters.
Year tile.
2 bamboos.
Seems like someone's playing either evens or a year hand, because there were hesitations on the 2 and the 4. There's 1 white dragon out. So someone could be playing a year hand.
7 characters.
Oh, I was just thinking maybe we could have played that big year hand. I wasn't thinking about the big year hand when we had the 2s. We only got 1 4 though.
6 dots.
And no other wins. So I don't think it would have come in anyhow. Try not to play the coulda, shoulda, woulda game.
3 dots.
Okay, so we're gathering wins now.
8 dots.
I would give up on the concealed hand and switch to the first hand.
Characters.
The first hand,
7
we could, oh yeah, we can let that go. So now all these are good discards here. These did not pan out. If East and West go down, I think I would pung.
Flower.
Maybe play the first one. We would need a joker for the North. Okay, 3s. All these tiles are out. Every one of them. That's kind of funny.
3 dots.
You never know. We're going to do this again, and we're going to compare. It's going to be very interesting to see what people... Here we go, 9. I bet they're doing a 3, 6, 9 hand. 3, 6, 9, second hand down. Now, they could be doing like numbers with 9s as well. Like numbers with 9s and flowers. There's 1 flower out.
Green dragon. 1 dot.
Okay, 9 bam. I don't think they're ready to win. I'm going to discard it now.
9 bamboos. Pung.
Okay, now we know. They're playing the second hand down
East
under
wind.
369. Okay, let's pung.
Pung.
So we do not know what their suit is. I'm thinking
7 characters.
it's going to be dots because they have a 3 crack here. Okay, it's cracks. They have a 3 crack here. I was just looking at that. So they have 369 second hand down. Thankfully, they have a joker there. Well done. We have 369 second hand down there. Over here, we have a year hand, and we were sabotaging that year hand. They also could have maybe played like numbers with 2s and dragons. So they were probably in between. And then over here, we have news with 1s. So we had a competitor for wins, which is why we had a hard time building here. Okay, so let's do this again. And I'm going to demonstrate the outside in theory again, and then the switch to inside out if we get further into the game. Okay, so let's go here. Hopefully, okay, there we go. We got a player at the table there. Here we go. So we're going to focus on hand development first for our own hand. We're going to pass as safely as possible, mitigating the risk with whatever we have left over, and then we'll get into discard planning after each discards. So here we have a pair of flowers and a pair of 2s. So that's what we're going to target. Pair of flowers, pair of 2s. With those tiles, we do not need 9s at all. We don't even need a 7. And we could maybe use an 8, but probably not with a flower. If you look at the flower hands, the only way to use a multiple of a 2 is with the same suit 8. So I would let that go. We may or may not be able to use the 3. The wins probably we could use if we get another 2. To discard safely, I think what I would do here is pass, give up on the 3 and pass 8, 9. Let's see, hold on a second though. Maybe we could pass 7, 8, hold the 9. No, let's let the 3 go. Let's hold the 2 9s. I was thinking maybe we could do a 3, 6, 9 hand, but we have no 6. That's a gap. Even with the 2, we have a gap. So it's really 6 1, half dozen the other. This is a safe pass. Pretty safe. 7, 8, 2 suits. That's not too bad. I think we might have a stuck player here. Or maybe someone who left the table. Okay, here's a 4. That would be a year tile. If we end up playing maybe a year hand, we have tiles we can pass, and I would give up the 9s. So we could do maybe a year hand if we get we need white dragons, or maybe we can do 2, 3, 4 with flowers. We could do news with flowers. Let the year tiles go. We'll see. We don't need to pick a hand. We've got discards, so we're just gathering. This is where you target the strength, then you gather. You don't need to pick a hand till you run out of discards, and we've got discards. So we picked up a pair of souths. Here's a 2, and we did get a 3. We have 1 clear discard. This is when you pick a hand, because we need to let go of discards at this point. I think what I would do is let the 3 and the 4 go. Since we have no white dragon, I wouldn't play a year hand. I think with these tiles, I would play either news with 2s, third hand down under like numbers, or maybe the wind hand with flowers, fourth hand down under winds. The only challenge there at the moment is we need a north, because that needs to be a pair. And we have a gap, no east there. We got the north and 2 1s. Okay, so this is where it's going to get a little tricky, because we've got like numbers here. If we play all wins, we could use the jokers for the missing east, but we'd have to pass like numbers here. Okay, let's do it. I don't like doing this, but I don't want to stop the Charleston either. I want to try to get more wins, especially because we have a gap. So we're going to pass those ones on. It's not ideal. You don't want to make a habit of this. The guideline is don't pass like numbers. Sometimes, though, you got to. And in this case, it worked in our favor because now we're not playing a gap hand. So the risk was worth it in that case. We're going to be a contender at the moment. If we get another wind, we'll be a front runner. We really need just one good pick or one good tile in here, east, west, south, and we'll be set. So I think passing like numbers in this instance was worth the risk. We still need one more good wind in here. East, west, south would be ideal. 2, 5, 9. That 5 is the same suit as the 9. So I think I would do 2, 4, 9. Let's see if we can get one more wind. East, west, south. Nope. That's okay though. We've got good tiles to pass and they want 3. In the situation, two like numbers, is there a preference on which to pick to be like numbers? 1s versus 2s. That's an excellent question. I would choose to be on the as far on the edge as you can, and a 1 is as far as you can get. Also, if you think about the year 2024, there are 2 2s in the year block this year, or this decade actually. So passing 2 2s is very risky. Okay, so we're going to discard now the year tile. Year tiles go first. If you don't have winds, dragons, year tiles go next. So then after that,
2 bamboos.
the 1 crack will go, then the 8, and then the 5, outside in.
5 characters.
So now the 5 crack just went down. Nobody wanted it, so it doesn't matter at this point. So you have to look at what's
8
being
characters.
discarded and exposed and follow suit. If nobody's interested, there's no need to keep it. It's better to keep unseen tiles so you can optimize your potential for a joker
4
exchange.
dots.
So in this case right now, all 3 of these are out. Now there's a white dragon. The dragons, in my opinion, should go first because there are only 3 of them.
White dragon.
They gain risk as the game progresses, and number tiles are more likely going to be used in exposures
4
with jokers.
characters.
So I let winds, dragons, year tiles go first, and then outside in.
7 characters.
So let's just see what we get at this point. 5 versus 8s. It
4
really depends.
characters.
I would do 8s because they're more on the edge. The 5 is in the middle, so I wouldn't want to
1
pass
character.
like numbers with 5s. I'd probably stop the Charleston.
East
But since we
wind.
had 1s, okay, so we need to pung.
Pung.
We're going to discard the 3. Yeah, you wouldn't want to discard.
3 characters.
You wouldn't want to pass like numbers with 4, 5, 6 because
1 dot.
those are the most efficient tiles in the set. If you're on the edge, passing 2 9s or 2 1s is better than passing 2 5s. But you really want to avoid it altogether if you can, and try not to pass like numbers at all. But
8 bamboos.
you got to make that decision based on the situation. It's all very
3
situational.
characters.
It depends on what is in your hand, what's
4
been going around in the
bamboos.
Charleston. And then towards the end of the
2
Charleston, once
bamboos.
you've seen what's coming and going, you can have even
8
more
dots.
variables to consider at that point. Okay, still all these tiles are out. Okay, Karen is
8
asking, when
bamboos.
calling a pung and you have 2 already, would you wait
Red
to call
dragon.
before using the joker? I don't, because I want to stay in
4
front.
dots.
In this case, we're risking losing a joker, but we just need 1 good
4
pick. So I think the
bamboos.
risk of losing that joker is good. The other thing you want to consider,
8
especially with wins, is that people use or could be
4
playing news,
bamboos.
and they could be holding single news, but there are big wind hands
4
on the card
dots.
with multiples. One of the most popular hands on the
1
card this
bamboo.
year is the 3rd hand down under Winds and Dragons, east and west or north and south with
2 dots.
offsuit consecutive Kongs. So I don't know where the winds are right now. And so if 1 goes down and I have no gaps
2
in my hand,
characters.
I take it if I can, even if it means losing a joker. Now, if I had a gap or a weakness, let's say I didn't have
2
the north in my
characters.
hand, I probably would have waited. But because I've got my 2 pairs in the
5
hand,
bamboos.
I can take on the risk of losing that joker. So again, it's very situational. You just have to think it through. Look at what is
8
out.
characters.
Think about what's going around. I think we have another wind player at the table.
2 bamboos.
I think somebody else is playing winds. Otherwise, we would have seen more in the
White
Charleston.
dragon.
So now we've
8
got
dots.
1 efficiency tile here, the 6 bam. 5 is out. 9 is not out yet. We're at the midpoint. So let's let this 5 crack go. Nobody
5
wanted it.
characters.
It looks like 3, 3.
5
It
dots.
looks like someone's playing probably 3, 6, 9 to me.
8
3, 6,
characters.
9 are like numbers with 9s. I don't see very many 5s out.
4
Let's see,
dots.
or 7s. So I'm thinking that we have big odds, 3, 6,
2
9,
characters.
maybe like numbers with 9s, and maybe a year hand going on here besides us. We're
South wind.
okay, so we're going to go ahead and Kong
Kong.
because we can use jokers for our west.
9 characters.
So we're at the midpoint and we have 1 discard. We can use any number of jokers. There was a hesitation on that 9 crack.
1 character.
We need 1 good pick here. 2 jokers are open, east
Green
and south.
dragon.
Incidentally, nobody is taking them, so maybe no one's playing a wind hand unless they just don't need jokers.
1 dot.
Someone could be playing just news, single news. There's a hesitation on the 1.
3 dots.
That's an unseen tile.
Pung.
Okay. Oh, we get another turn.
2 dots.
How about a keeper? Oh, 5. Okay, no, we can let that go. So now we're at
5
56
bamboos.
tiles remaining. We need to let this 6 bam go. This is an inside tile. We need to switch it. And now if we're going to play to win, we need to discard from the outside or the inside out.
3
So
dots.
that 6 bam is going to be more and more risky as the game goes on. It is an
7
unseen
characters.
tile right now. So we need to swap this out with a safer discard. This is where
2
that
dots.
inside out switch happens. So there's a 1 out. We're going to let the 6 go now.
6 bamboos.
And we'll see who's playing 3, 6, 9. Oh, okay, there was a hesitation there. So now we have a 1 bam and 1 is out. So it's safer than the 6.
7
And
dots.
it's on the edge. So it'll be safer going forward. We're going into the end game in
1
2 more
dot.
picks. Looks like nobody's playing 1,
7
2.
dots.
Okay, dragons, risky. We're going to let that go first.
Red dragon. 5 dots.
Still nobody has taken our wins. That
White
leads me to
dragon.
believe that the wins are in the wall.
7 bamboos.
See if we can get one. No. Okay, let's swap this out. 2 8s are out, so let's give away a 1.
1 bamboo.
There's a hesitation there. I'm surprised. This was just recently discarded.
7 bamboos.
And that just means somebody has a 1 in their hand. One of these two players here.
4 bamboos.
We need east-south.
9 dots.
Come on now. We need a good pick. This is the
Kong.
oh, Kong 9.
Green dragon.
Okay. They have 5, 7, 8 in front of them. They're probably playing like numbers with 9s or 3, 6, 9. Okay, there was no hesitation on that 9. Let's let the 1 go now.
1 bamboo.
I think it's the player across from us who wants that, maybe.
Green dragon.
I'm wondering if they're doing like numbers with 9s and news. Because
4 characters.
there are 3s out. I don't see very many. Let me see.
South
1.
wind.
Oh, they got a joker. Finally, someone got a joker.
8 bamboos.
Oh, flower. Flower. No flowers are out. We're going to make it pretty. Sorry, that's my OCD there.
Flower.
Hopefully no one's ready. We're in the end game. Discarding flowers in the end game is a red flag that
Green
somebody
dragon.
is playing to win. We are playing to win. We need 1
2
more good pick.
characters.
I would love to get this east.
White dragon.
A 6. The 6s are out. 3 8s are out. So we're going to hold
6
that.
characters.
Okay, no hesitation on the 6. I don't think they're doing 3, 6, 9 here. I think they're doing like numbers with 9s
5
and news.
bamboos.
So I think they have news. And
Kong.
maybe the east is part of their news, which they can't use a joker for, which is why
1
this is
dot.
hanging out. Now here's a couple jokers. They're both locked in though.
9 characters.
Okay, 5, 1 is out. Oh, 3.
5 dots.
This is the 3rd one. 2 were out.
Red dragon.
Wow. I wonder if they were maybe playing
4
9s with
characters.
dragons at one point. I don't see any 9
3
bams.
bamboos.
Okay, that should be safe.
1 character. 9 characters.
Okay. They must be, maybe they have 9 bams with news. And they probably
Flower.
already have their pair. We're going to pass. Okay, 5 more picks.
6 dots.
Oh, hesitation on the 6.
Kong.
Okay, they are playing 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9, 1 suit Kongs, 3rd hand
6
down.
characters.
3rd hand down under 3, 6, 9.
Flower.
Oh, you know what? I suppose, oh, we're going to pass. I suppose they could be doing 3, 6 and bams, but I don't think
7 characters.
There's a joker, finally.
8 bamboos.
So are they doing 3, 6 bam?
East
They still
wind.
could be doing the 1st hand.
3 characters.
3, 6, 6, 9.
Kong.
1st hand, maybe. They could be doing 3, 6, 9 too. They threw away a 3
North
bam
wind.
earlier. Oh, that was risky. That's a red flag. They're playing to win too, because clearly
1
we need
character.
a north.
9 bamboos.
There goes the 9 bam. And I think they're doing maybe 3, 6, 9 here too.
5 characters. East wind. 7 characters. 7 dots.
Okay, now this 3 is
West
also
wind.
locked in. There's our win, Mahjong.
Mahjong.
So they were playing to win. It looks like they ended up, I'm kind of surprised at the moment, actually. Why did they do that? So here we have news with flowers. I think we might have a new player at the table because I would not have done that. I would have broken up my hand because they're nines. There's 1 9 out, but there are 3 1 bams out. There's no way they're going to get 2 jokers with only 2 picks left. They should have broken up their hand and discarded safely. The 3 bam was discarded, 9 bam was discarded, the 1 bam was discarded. They should have broken up their hand and not discarded that win. These wins should have gone a long time ago, and this player would maybe have been in better shape. So they kept these wins way too long. There's no reason for them to have these wins with these tiles here. Just not a criticism, just a education on that. And now this player, this is the 3 6 9 hand ready on a flower. Over here we have, they were playing 3 6 9 1 suit, but it's a gap hand. So this player is an orca. They play with reckless optimism. They thought maybe they'd get another joker or maybe the last 3 dot, but actually the 3 dot was already out. They also needed a joker, so they should not have conged that 6 dot, because for them to get 2 more jokers was just impossible. There's no way, because 2 were locked in, 3 locked in, plus I had 1, and you got to think somebody else has a joker. This player should have broken up their hand as well. This player played to win. I would play to win here. But yeah, that was an interesting situation there on the analysis here. Why are so many people with guess in their name? They're new to the game, I guess, and they just couldn't think of a clever player name. Okay, so here we go. We're going to play again. We'll demonstrate more discard planning. So I'm really surprised that player threw into a sure, well, you don't know if it's a sure win, but you know it's a risky tile. I'm kind of surprised. You're on rock and roll. Hi, Misty. You're on rock and roll. You're ready to rock and roll? I don't know why, but oh, there it is. It finally is working. I wonder what happened there. So if you're ready to rock and roll, so am I. All right, next game. Oh, the other game. Oh, okay. See you later, Wes. Have a good day. Thanks for being here. All right, so now we have a dragon, a flower and a dragon, 3 7 in bams, 1 5 6 7 8 in cracks, pair 1 dot 5 7. So you target the multiples. With American Mah Jongg, it's a game of multiples. So if you have one, start there. So 1 crack pair. With the rest of our tiles, we could maybe do a little odd hand, or maybe like numbers with ones. I would hold 1 3 5. 1 3 5. Let's look at that pair hand. I wonder if we could play the pair hand. This is a little bit risky though, discarding a dragon. I usually don't discard those, but we do have some potential in here for the big ear, or the big odd hand, the single and pair odd hand. 7 crack, 7 bam, 1 3. I think that's going to be risky no matter how we slice it. Okay, let's see what happens. That's a risky pass right there. Okay, so 1, 8, 3. We've got a lot of little odds. We're going to keep the little odds. We'll keep it going. The challenge we have at the moment is we've got like numbers with 7s. And I would not pass like numbers. I would let something go in here. So with these tiles, we've got 1s. I probably would play like numbers with 1s. So maybe we let the 5 crack go. Let's just hold on to the 3s for a minute. Maybe we could do a 1, 2, 3 hand. There's a 2. We have a pair of 1s. A little bit of 3, 6, 9 is coming through. Let's throw 7, 5, and then let's think about letting something go here. Because we do have 3, 6, 9, but we've got a pair of 1s. I would target the 1. Let's see, 7, 9, 1. That's really not helpful though. 6, 5, 9, 9, 6. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, here we go. Okay, we've got a 1. So now we have 2 pairs of 1s. We've got like numbers with 7s and a 9. We're going to keep going. And I think probably we need to let a 3 go. We can pass 1 of each suit. 3, 7, 9. A little bit risky, but that's okay. Because we're focusing on our hand first. Whatever we're doing, that comes first. I was thinking about 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, concealed consecutive. We need a 2 dot. That's a gap, but it's an option if the like number hand with 1s doesn't work. There's a 3 crack, so we can keep it. And we have tiles we can pass. 1 of each suit there. Okay, a 3 dot and a 2 bam came in. Oh, that's interesting. We have a lot of 1, 2, 3 in here. Let's pass 1. Maybe we can play the 1, 2 pair hand. You see this 1, 2, 1, 2 pair hand? We need a 2 dot in there. 1, 2 pair hand, third hand down under singles and pairs. In this case, we're keeping edge tiles. 1, 2, 3. There's a 1. Okay, so we have 1 clear discard. 1. We're going to wait it out. We're going to pass 1 tile, maybe. Okay, we want 1. Okay. We got the 3. Okay, so what we want in here
East
is
wind.
a 2 dot. 2 dot, 2 crack.
East wind.
2 dot, 2 crack. Okay, let's let the flower go.
Flower.
So look at that result. We don't have any. Well, the 4 crack is a discard. That's a middle tile, but we're keeping
West
edge tiles.
wind.
I think the 3 bam can go. We could do
West
1,
wind.
2 bam, 1, 2 crack, 3 dot pair concealed. If the pair hand
7
falls
dots.
through, a joker. A joker.
4 characters.
Stinking joker. Okay, so probably 1, 2,
Hmm.
1, 2, 3 dot pair, concealed consecutive, and that way
6
we can
bamboos.
use the joker. Okay, so let's discard that.
6 characters.
So we have 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 3 crack can maybe go later. The 1 crack we could maybe
4
use as
dots.
joker bait. It's not a great number because the inside tiles are better for
9 characters.
joker bait, but you never know.
9 characters.
Don't need 8. That's on the edge.
8 dots.
So I'm thinking probably the concealed consecutive hand.
1 character.
The 3 crack would be a discard. The 1 dot would be
4 bamboos.
joker bait. But we could still maybe play that
6 bamboos.
pair hand if we get a 2 dot. Don't need winds.
South wind.
So we're just going to sit tight.
1 dot.
If we get a 2 crack, that's a keeper either way. So we're looking for a 2 crack, 2 dot.
East wind.
We don't need a 3 crack. And that 3 bam is our
5
discard.
bamboos.
Don't need an 8. That's on the edge. 7, 8, 9.
8 dots.
Plus nobody wanted it.
4 dots.
Okay, no 2s are out yet.
West
We've
wind.
got 2. So I
North
want
wind.
this. Oh, there's a 2 bam. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's let that one go.
3 characters.
Because now we have 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3,
6
1, 2,
bamboos.
3. If we can get a 2 dot, we can discard the joker and be ready on that pair
3
hand.
characters.
We need that 2 dot.
7 dots.
2 dot. Oh, 5. Okay, now
5 dots.
we could still play the concealed hand and then let the 3 bam and the 1 dot go. So we're still in between. We're going to keep an eye on 2 dots. The player on our left,
4 bamboos.
I do not think they're playing a
3 characters.
I don't think they're playing evens over there. I'm wondering if they have a 2. I don't
5
think so,
bamboos.
because they've got 6s and 8s. Either way, we don't need this 3 dot.
3 dots.
So on the left, they've got 6s and 8s in front of them. So I don't think they're playing a year hand or evens. I think they're doing 4, 5, 6, 7 cracks and dots.
8 bamboos.
They could be doing, yeah, I think they have a 3 crack in front of
5
them.
bamboos.
So I think they're doing 4, 5, 6, 7 cracks and dots.
Flower.
There's a 7 dot, but I think we gave that away. Here's a 9 bam. Don't need that.
9
Oh, you know what? They
bamboos.
could be doing like numbers with 4s over there too. 4s with flowers.
6 characters.
I suppose they could be doing a mixed suit even hand. Like maybe the second hand down
9
with a 4
characters.
crack pung. They could have our 2s, I suppose, if they're doing a
Flower.
even hand. We want a 2 dot. We got a 4 bam. Let's see what if anybody. Oh, the
4
4s are out.
bamboos.
Nobody wants the 4s. Okay.
8 bamboos.
Still no 2 dots are out. Okay, Loretta says, during the Charleston, you try to
Flower.
be aware of what you're passing in the first and second. Yep. Since it's to the same person. If you can,
Pung.
that's a great skill to build. I do
9 dots.
tend to take it pass by pass. So I do the best I can
8
with
dots.
each pass. And that's got to be good enough because I
3
want to
dots.
focus on my own hand development first. 4 bam, that should be fine.
4 bamboos.
You got to be selfish when you play Mahjong. It's all about you.
8 characters. Flower.
Someone got a flower.
9 bamboos.
Okay, we need a 2 dot.
South wind.
9 bam.
9 bamboos. Six dots.
Okay, so they have a Kong of flowers.
Flower.
They have 6, 9,
3
8
bamboos.
in front of them. We're going to pass. 4 dot. Shoot.
4 dots.
You know what I don't see out here are fives.
7 bamboos.
There's a 5 dot here and a 5 crack, a 5 bam here. Oh, 3 5 bams are out.
bamboos.
Okay, never mind. Okay, pass. Just trying to figure out what these players are doing here. Not a lot you can do with
3
hand reading when
bamboos.
everybody's concealed or there's minimal discards. Okay, now here I would switch this out. At this point, we're going to give up on that pair hand because we just got a 1 crack. We're going to switch to 1 2 1 2 3.
4
The 2s are not coming out, so somebody is holding 2s. We may never see that 2 dot for that pair hand, and we need 2 of them. That is a pair gap, so we're going to go for
1 dot.
the 1 2 1 2 3 pair concealed hand from the pair
9
hand.
characters.
So we switch from that pair hand late
8
in the
dots.
game. I was really hoping to get a 2 dot.
6 dots.
Somebody's holding it though. Okay, these are all out. Nobody wants these.
4 dots.
And we're concealed.
South wind. 5 characters. 6 dots.
Ooh, dragon. No dragons are out. I wonder if they're playing a dragon hand.
Green dragon.
Pong.
Mahjong.
Oh, Mahjong. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's no way to know what they're doing. And they were playing a dragon hand and they're ready. Who knew? So they had a Kong of flowers, but this could have been anything. So I don't feel bad about that. Very nice win. Okay, now over here we have a big odd hand. Oh, 5 7 9 concealed. 5 7 9 concealed. And then over here, 4 5 6 7. 4 5 6 7. Pung pung kong kong. We were trying for the pair hand, and then we switched to the concealed hand. All right, let's play again. That was a good game. Oh, I see why you're talking about rock and roll. I didn't know what you were referring to, Misty, but now I see what you're talking about. Oh, thank you, Denise. That would have been nice to get that, but that's okay. Let me see here. Big odds. The 2s were in the wall because the other player was playing 4 5 6 7. And then there was an odd hand and then the dragon hand. So the 2s were in the wall, which is kind of weird. All the 2s were in the wall. Oh, well. Here we go. Strong players here at this table. 3 black belts with 2 stripes and 3 brown belts with 2 black stripes and a black belt. So we have all strong players here at the table. We have a wide spread. When I have a wide spread, all singles, I look for like numbers to reveal a pattern. We have 4s and 5s and 9s, 4 5 9. Since we have 4s and 5s, I would do consecutive run. 4 5 4 5, maybe with a dragon, maybe with a wind. So I'd let the 2 go, although maybe we could do a year hand. Here's 3 tiles to pass. It's a little bit risky, but that's okay. One player was holding a 2 dot. Okay. That pair hand would have been really nice. Okay, so we could maybe play a year hand. We could maybe play like numbers with 4s or 5s. We could do something consecutive, 2 3 4 5. So we don't need to pick a hand. We've got 4 clear discards, 7, 8, 9. Here's a 4 and a 5. 4 and 5, so we're going to keep those. We have 2 clear discards. With 4, 5 offsuit, we don't need the dragon. So I would let that go. This 2 can go. We have 4, 5 consecutive pairs. Now we have like numbers with 3s. This is why you don't want to pass like numbers. Fit right in our hand here. Let's let the west go. Actually, let's just think about this for a minute. 3, 4, 5. 5s. We've got the 5s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Let's let the west go. We could maybe do the quint chow hand. 2, 3, 4 dot with 5s. We could do 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, kind of a redo on the last hand there. We have 4, 3, 4, 5 of some kind. We could do 3, 4, 5 mixed kongs, third hand down on the right, 3 crack 4 dot 5 band. Here's a 2, 3 right now, 2, 3. We have 2 clear discards. We're definitely going to keep going, and we need to make a choice. We have a 4, 5 here. See if we're going to keep going. 2, 3. I think I would let the 2 go. Okay, here we go. Three, 4, 5 of some kind. 3, 4, 5 mixed kongs, no gaps. We could do 2, 3, 4 dot, pungs of 5s, quint chow hand. We'd need a lot more flowers though. I'm thinking the 3 crack can go. Maybe even the 4 band. There's a 5. Okay, there's a 5. So we have 1 flower. Here's a 3 and a 1. We have 2 clear discards. Let's let this 1 go. I was thinking maybe we could swing the concealed odd hand. I think I would go for the quint chow hand. 2, 3, 4 dot with pungs of 5s. We need flowers. Every now and then someone will pass a flower. That would be nice. A 2 and a west. That's not helpful. Let's see. Let's pass 3, 8. 3, 8 can't be used together. It looks pretty, but it's not helpful to anybody. Maybe someone could use one of those tiles. If we get the other 5 dot in here, we could maybe consider playing wins. I suppose we could have maybe discarded the 4 dot and kept the west for news with 5s, but that's super weak because we have no north, east, or south. 1 of 4 tiles, that's not good. I'd rather go for this quint chow hand. We got like numbers with 9s. Wow. Oh, look, we have a pair of 2s. Okay, so they want 2. We could do 2. We could pass the 4 with a 9. Let's see. 5, 5 there. Yeah, this 4. It looks nice, but it's really not helpful. Okay, so here we go. We got wins. Okay, well, that's better than what we had before anyway. We could maybe play news with fives. So we have one discard and potential joker bait.
3 characters.
Okay, so we're going to go from the outside in. 9 is on the edge, so we can do that. Or the 1.
9
Either one is
bamboos.
fine. We're going to keep the 2 for as long as we can to see if we can get a joker out of that.
1 bamboo.
No.
4 dots.
No. We want a 2. Again, we want a 2 dot.
4 bamboos.
Okay, we can let the 1 go. Nobody wanted the 3
1
either.
bamboo. 8 bamboos. 4 dots. 7 bamboos.
No, don't need a 1. That's on the edge.
1 dot.
Outside tile.
Three characters.
Yeah, that's already out.
Red dragon. Red dragon.
Okay, we do not need a 6 really. This 3 can go. The 6
Three
is an
characters.
inside tile. Here's 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd still
2
probably let
characters.
that go.
White dragon. 6 dots.
North. Okay,
6 characters.
I would probably give up on the Quint Chow hand at this point. News with 5s. We are almost at news. We need 1 good pick in there.
3 dots.
No.
White dragon. Five dots.
Okay. 3 bam. 2, 3, 5, 3, 4. Let's let the 4 go.
4 dots.
Oops. So there's 2, 3, 5. No 4.
1 character.
5s. We have 5s. 2, 3. These can
6
go.
characters.
You always just want to take stock, really. Just
Red dragon.
hold your tiles for a bit. Here we go. There's a 5.
3 dots.
So, we have some vulnerability
5
here.
bamboos.
Okay, we can Kong,
Kong.
and then we can hold off. If we Kong the
3
5,
bamboos.
if we Kong the 5 crack, everyone will know
1
we're playing
character.
like numbers with 5s in news. We need a pair of flowers and we
Red
need an
dragon.
east. Until we have one of those in here, I probably would wait to call on the 5.
7 dots.
We need a flower or an east. We ended up with a 5 dot, which is good because now
2 bamboos.
we could maybe switch to the flower hand.
South wind.
Kong of flowers with 5s. Pung, pung, Kong. And we've got our Kong there. We've got
5
a pung.
dots.
There's the 5 dot. 2 are out, so we would need a joker, but at least it's another option.
2 dots. One dot.
We're looking for an east and a flower.
8 characters. Nine characters.
We need an east and a flower.
West wind.
We got the east. Okay, so now
2 bamboos.
we can Kong the 5 crack and be ready on a flower, which is,
East wind.
it's not ideal to be waiting on a single tile like that or a pair tile.
6 bamboos.
That's called a pair wait. It's not ideal. It'd be really nice to draw the flower.
West wind.
And that way we're waiting on a 5 crack or a joker. Let's throw the 7.
7 bamboos. 6 bamboos. White dragon. North wind.
Okay, 6 is out.
6 dots. 6 bamboos. Joker.
Oh, that's a red flag. Joker. They threw a joker.
2 dots.
Okay, we're looking for a flower. 2 bam is out.
2 bamboos.
We need a flower.
2 dots.
Okay, I suppose it'd be nice if we can get our 5 bam back.
2 characters.
I don't see any flowers yet.
6 dots.
Okay, 9 dot. 2 5s are out.
9 dots.
Someone playing the 998 pair hand. There's 1 9 bam out.
4 dots.
Somebody could be playing that 998 pair hand.
Green dragon.
I don't see very many 987s out there. 2 7 bams. Someone. Interesting.
1 character.
Come on. We need a flower. Oh my goodness.
North wind.
Okay, we're in the end game right now.
1 character.
40 tiles remaining.
6 bamboos. Flower.
Oh, there's the flower.
Mahjong.
Look, 998 pair hand right over there. Somebody won on a flower. So we have 1 2 3 quint. 1 2 3 quint. Look, 998 pair hand right there. I knew it. 998 pair hand, and here's 987, 6 7 8 9 dragon. We were trying for news with 5s. That was interesting. This game, you can figure out what people are playing just by looking at the discards. We didn't know who was playing what per se. I don't remember what the exposures were, but that was quite interesting. Okay, so now what do we have here? We have a pair of flowers and a pair of 8s. Pair flower, pair 8. Here's a joker. We do have a couple of dragons and a wind. So with the 8, we could maybe use the 9. We could maybe do a even hand, 2 4 6 8. I think that's where I would start and probably let the south go. With a pair of flowers, though, we can't use these dragons with the 8 and flowers. That's not going to happen. So with the 8, I was just thinking if winds and dragons come in, that maybe we could play news with dragons. Maybe we could go for a year hand. Let's just see what happens with this 8. There's a 4 and a 9. 9 and a 4. Here's the dragon. Okay, south 1 can go. This dragon really is not helpful by itself. We have an 8, this 4, that can go. We don't need that. I was just thinking 8, 9 dragon, but we have a pair of flowers. 8, 9 year. This dragon, I keep thinking about news with dragons. I don't want to pass 2. Okay, let's let the 9 go here. Hello, welcome. We're playing American Mah Jongg here. 7, I let the 9 go. I keep thinking that winds are going to come in. Let's let it go. Probably these are going to need to go. Well, let's just give it another go here. Sometimes people will switch their hands on the next go round. Here we have 2, 4 again and a new multiple. So there's a 2, 4, 8. So yeah, we want to keep going. I'm thinking a year hand. A year hand, some kind of a year hand here with flowers. So second hand down, third hand down, second hand down or third hand down. So let's break up the 8. I don't want to be stuck with an 8. Let me just think a second, because could we maybe use the 8 for the concealed hand? Let's just hold it one more time. Kudos, Sophie, on a win today. That's cool. Winning is nice. I like to win too. Everybody likes to win. That's awesome, Sophie. So you were a front runner. All right, we're waiting here. So I guess we could maybe think about the concealed even hand. It's a long shot at this point because we have a pair gap and a pung gap. We could use this joker for the 6, but we have no 8 dot. We're keeping the 4 for a potential year hand. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get some keepers. 4 bam. All right, so I think we should play a year hand. We're going to break up the 8 now. So we have 2, 4, 4. Maybe we could play the third hand down. We have our year block and a pair of flowers. So we need a 4 dot in here. We have a gap right now. We're playing a gap hand. Not good, not ideal. But that's okay. We could use jokers. No, these are not good keepers here. 1, 2, dragon. North, no. I was tempted to keep the dragons and the wind to see if news with dragons come in, but we have 2 multiples in here, 2, 4. We need to leverage those. There's a year block. It seems like the player on our right left the table. Okay, we did get another 2. So we have 3 tiles we can pass. We have year fodder, but we don't need to pick a hand yet. We could maybe try for the second hand down, I suppose. Maybe they're there. They said no tiles to pass. We're waiting. They want 3. We can do 3. I would love to get a 4 dot, please. 4 dot would be really nice. What we could maybe do here is play the first hand. 2024, first hand. We'd have to throw away a pair of flowers and a pair of fours. That would be terrible. Okay, we've got 3 discards and a hand with a gap. So we'll see what happens here. Aha. Yeah, and they're delaying here. I don't know what's going on.
West wind. One bamboo.
Okay, we need a 4 dot to fill a gap. I
5
wouldn't commit
characters.
until then. We're going to pass. So now we go outside in. So the 8 goes first. Well, the 5 could have gone 2
8
because it's already
bamboos.
out. We'll let that go next. There's a big hesitation on the 8.
Hung.
Okay, pung with a joker. That's an edge tile.
1 character. Red dragon.
No, they don't, Sophie.
East wind.
We'll let that go here.
5 characters.
They do not support neither. They have 5 different versions. Hong Kong Mahjong, Taiwanese,
7
Mahjong competition
characters.
rules, WIKI, and American Mah Jongg using National Mah Jongg League rules. And then they have a separate platform for Wright-Patterson Mahjong. That's 6. But the Wright-Patterson is a separate platform.
2
In this one
characters.
platform, it's 5. Okay, we're going to pass because we're probably going to be playing that 3rd hand
5
down.
characters.
We need a 4 dot. Oh, look, joker. Thank
8
you.
bamboos.
Okay, there we go. Okay, why
1
is Wright
bamboo.
Patterson on a separate platform? I believe because they have a
1 bamboo.
vision to have each version on a separate platform. And when
7
they were
bamboos.
programming Wright-Patterson Mahjong, they decided to make that the first. So eventually these will all be on
8
their own
dots.
platforms. That's my understanding anyway.
Green dragon.
I think it's other reasons, but I'm not going to
7
say.
dots.
You could probably guess why they're creating separate platforms.
1 dot.
I'm sure that you'll probably figure it out. I just don't want to say it.
Red
It's
dragon.
not my business. Okay, now here we go. 7 band. Okay, so
7
here we
bamboos.
now have a white dragon
5
pair.
bamboos.
So for the 3rd hand down, we don't need a white dragon pair.
7 dots.
We could maybe switch to the 2nd hand down. 2
6
0
bamboos.
2 4. Don't need an 8. Okay, Susan, thank you so much
8
for being
dots.
here. You're a walking
3
advertisement.
characters.
Oh, thank you. You have your Beat the Pro t-shirt on and you're carrying your 40-ounce
4
mug.
characters.
Woohoo, you go, girl. Okay, we don't need a 4 crack. Let's
8
see. I'm kind of
characters.
thinking, flower. All right, let's go for the 2nd hand down now that
6
we have
bamboos.
another
9
flower.
dots.
2nd hand down. We can Kong 2 0. We need a 2 4 in here. We've got either
North
2 4
wind.
dot or 2 4 bam, but it's a bit risky.
6 characters.
A 3. We're ready to
3
Kong. There's a
bamboos.
2 crack out. So we're doing 2nd hand
7
down.
characters.
2nd hand down under the year.
8 dots. 1 character.
No.
3 characters.
So in this case, we ended up playing a year hand, so we kept all the 2s and 4s we could. So there wasn't a whole lot to do. We actually had a lot of keepers.
Quint.
Oh my goodness, a quint. It's locked. Those jokers are locked in. Here's a 3 right
3
here.
dots.
So this will be interesting. So they quint the 3
Kong.
and they discarded a 3. There's an east in front of them,
Flower.
dragon in front of them. Let's Kong.
Kong.
Okay, so now we'll throw the 4.
4 characters.
Okay, now how many 1s
Green
are
dragon.
out? How many 4s are out? And 5. Okay, so they're not doing
7 characters.
they're not doing 1, 2, 3 or 2 or 3, 4, 5 over
2
there.
characters.
They're not playing the first one. Okay, let's Kong with 1 joker.
Kong.
We could end up with a
4
naked
bamboos.
weight here.
6 dots.
Okay, I think this player on the right left the table. I don't see any 4 dots.
Red
I
dragon.
don't see any 2 bams out.
White dragon.
Okay, we're gonna Kong.
Kong.
Everybody knows what we're doing, doggone it, but that's okay. 2, 4. Okay,
2 dots.
we need a 2 bam. It's probably not advisable to make this
Flower.
kind of a choice here, but at least we're setting everybody off on defense. And let's
Flower.
see if we can draw a 2 bam.
Flower.
This is terrible.
1 character.
It's just the way the hand worked out, but it's not good.
South wind.
We're looking for maybe the player on our right. This player on the right will discard a 2 bam.
3 bamboos.
No, you can. Anybody could beat the
2
pro.
bamboos.
There it is, Mahjong.
Mahjong.
I'm kind of surprised that they would do that. All right, your hand. I'm really surprised that they would do that with a naked weight, but you never know. And I thought the reason why I discarded the 2 dot instead of the 4 is because I thought with a Kong of 3s, they probably had a 4. Maybe doing a 2, 3, 4 of some kind. So I didn't think I was going to get a 4 dot from this player. Over here, this player's doing the misfit quint, so I had no idea what their other tiles were. Over here, they're doing, it looks like news with 8s. Gap hand. So this player, I think, left the table. I think this is a robot right there. Okay, so we're going to play again now. Thank you. Because you have no clue if you'd be willing to send a t-shirt to Hong Kong if you end up winning. Yes, I would. I would do that for you, Sophie. So sign up to Beat the Pro on a Friday night and join us. Friday night is when we do Beat the Pro, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern. You got to beat the pro to get a Beat the Pro t-shirt. I wonder if eventually I can work hard enough to become a pro Japanese Mahjong player and take the Japanese Mahjong pro test and qualify as a professional Japanese Mahjong player. So I could do a Beat the Pro for WIKI Mahjong, but I have a long, long way to go. But I am doing better. I'm feeling pretty good about my WIKI gameplay lately. I'm learning a lot, and all those skills are transferable. When you learn other versions, those skills are transferable. You just got to know how to transfer them, but you can modify your skills and apply them elsewhere. Okay, so now we have 2 bam, 6 bam, pair 2, 2, 3, 5, 8 in cracks, pair 2, pair 5, 2 dot, white dragon, singles, and a north. So if we look at our multiples, 2, 2, 5, we can't use all these multiples. I would focus on the 2s, maybe even do a year hand. I would let the north and the 6 go with this 8 and see what comes in. Oh my goodness, Sophie, yes, you need to go to sleep. Thank you for coming by. Sleep tight, my friend. There's a year tile. We also have a 1, 2, 3, 2, 5. Okay, so we need to make a choice now. We have 1, 2, 3, 5, no 4. So I would not focus there. The first hand, but we have a pair gap. I would not focus on that. I would let that go. I'd probably play a year hand or like numbers with 2s. Consecutive run number 2, we have no 4, so that's a gap hand. So I wouldn't do a consecutive with a gap. I would rather do a year hand or like numbers with 2s. So we have 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 5, 6. If we get wins back, we could maybe even try for that big year hand. Oh, the 2025 card, that would have been sweet. I am my stomach flipped. I am so excited about the new card. I really am on pins and needles waiting. It's so hard to wait. I have so much to do when that card comes in. I usually do a couple of all-nighters. Okay, so there's a dragon, and we're going to keep it because we could do like numbers with 2s and dragons. Like numbers with 2s and dragons. When should we get the new card? Some people, lucky ones, get the new card the last week in March, towards the end of the week. Most people get them the first week in April. I usually get mine the first Saturday in April. So that's typically when you see the new card. So we have 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks of playing with this card. At least 3 weeks of playing with this card. There's a 3, 1, 2, 3. We have 1 clear discard, 2, 4, 1, 2, 2, 4. I'd let the 1 go. 2, 4, 2, 4, 2. We could maybe try for a year hand or like numbers with 2s. 2s and dragons. Basically, right here. 2 dragon. Let the 4s go. Or maybe a year hand. We can let these go here. Karen is saying you're playing in an in-person tournament in late April that's using the 2025 card. Not much time to learn. That's right. Yep. But you know what, Karen? Don't worry, because everybody will be on the same level. Everybody's going to be trying to find their way. I'm surprised someone's running a tournament not in April. That's interesting, because people are still figuring out the card. Usually May is the better wait. People need a little time to get acclimated on the new card, but everyone will be in the same boat for sure. But if you target the strength of the hand and focus on a category, you'll be fine. And then just don't even look at the card until you have only keepers. So you don't have to focus so much on what hand to play. Think about the category. Gather for the category and then dig in once you have all keepers. And that can help you manage your time, because you got to manage time when you're playing competitively. So that'll be the key for you. Okay, we did get a dragon in here. I would say we are playing like numbers with 2s and dragons. We have 4 discards and a hand with no gaps. So now, a 6 crack showed up. 9 goes first. It's on the edge.
9
really
characters.
The 4s could go, but we still have some potential for a year hand in here. So I do want to keep the 4s for a little while. Oh, good, good, Karen. Another 6. Oh my gosh, this is weird. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. We're letting it go.
6
I'm
bamboos.
thinking the 4s will go. I am very curious what's
2
going to be on that
bamboos.
card. That would be a pair for us. We're going to pass. We're probably playing 2s with dragons.
6 characters.
And oh, there's our potential joker bait. Nobody took it, so that can go. So I would hold the 4s now and let the 6s go.
2 dots.
We're not ready to call. 6.
6 dots.
That's fine. You found inside out. You found the inside out, outside in strategy. What?
West
Oh,
wing.
good, Denise. I think it's helpful. I think maybe the 4s
8
can go
characters.
since those are year tiles, and we have the dragons. I still want to keep them though. The
1
6s
character.
we can let go of because nobody wanted them. Here's a 4. Okay, so let's just reassess.
6 characters.
The 6 is a discard. We have a white dragon. We could play
8
the first
characters.
year hand here now that we have a pair of 4s.
9 dots.
Let's still hold the dragons and let the 4-6 go. The 4
5
dot,
characters.
we can let the 4 dot go first. 5 crack, nobody wants. Let's let the 5 crack go.
5 characters.
We'll do the 5 crack first, then we'll let the 4 dot go, then the 6. Nobody
5
wants the
bamboos.
6, but the 4 is a year tile.
4 dots.
Okay, there's the 4 dot. And a hesitation. Take it with a joker. Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to let this 4 dot go next because there was a hesitation on it.
Red dragon.
Okay, we're going to pass. Oops, I was going to throw the
9
4.
dots.
If nothing else, that outside in discard planning
West wind.
simplifies decision making.
Pung.
If you're thinking about leaving the
8 dots.
efficient tiles 3 through 7, 4 through 6 primarily, for exchange with jokers later in the game, if you discard from the outside in, it simplifies the decision making.
Red dragon.
And then, of course, you have to manage what's happening at the table. In this case, let's see. Let's let the 4 go.
4 dots.
So we still have some potential. Oh, no, the red dragon is out. We're going to give up on the dragons.
9 dots.
So we're going to let the dragons go next.
Green dragon.
Nobody wants the 6. Dragons are going down. The 2 is a year tile. Let's let that go next.
7 dots.
Okay, so 2 goes first.
2 dots.
There's a hesitation. So now the dragons will go next.
9 characters.
Nobody wants the 6. The 3's an unseen tile.
3
Edge
characters.
tile. 9 bam, edge tile, unseen at the moment. 9s are down though. 9 dots are out. There's a 9
1
crack
character.
out, 2 9 cracks. So let's let these dragons go first.
Red dragon.
We do have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And a dragon, actually.
8 dots.
There's 1 dragon out, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Something to
8
think
dots.
about anyway. I think I'd still go for a year hand though. But there are no white dragons out.
7 dots.
Somebody could be playing a year hand here besides us. So
6 characters.
we might consider switching our hand to 1, 2, 3, 4 dragon.
3 bamboos.
Because somebody else, okay, we would need to pung that. It's the first one though, let's wait. Somebody could be playing a year hand.
1 bamboo.
Oh, that needs to be a pair for us. That's the first one out.
7 dots.
We got a 3. Okay,
6 dots.
I would switch. I would switch to 1, 2, 3, 4 dragon. We could pung pung. We need one good pick for this dragon. One is out.
dot.
One is out. And a one bam is out. So we need to keep an eye on.
2 characters.
Actually, there's 2 out. Let's pass. Let's keep that white dragon.
8 dots.
We could maybe play. Oh my gosh, look at the two crap came in.
9
All right, now we're going to
bamboos.
reassess because another change came in. Okay, so here's 2024. I think the
1 dot.
okay, let's let the 9 go. I think the
9
green dragon
characters.
can go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
6 bamboos.
3 dots.
1 bam. 2 crack pong. Dragon. There are no
Flower.
white dragons out. That's concerning. We're going into the end game in 2
6
picks.
characters.
That white dragon is going to get very risky. We need to decide if we're going to
1 dot.
play a year hand or maybe the second hand down under consecutive
7
run
characters.
and use it. But I think somebody here has the white dragon.
5 dots.
The player on our right, I think, might be playing a year hand. Okay, now there's something to think about. Let's let the dragon go.
White dragon.
Kong.
Kong. Pure
3
Kong.
dots.
Pure Kong over there.
3 bamboos.
Okay, let's pung.
Pung.
We're going to throw the flower.
Flower.
This is risky because there are 2 white 1 bams out. And we still need 1 good pick here for the dragon. So we may need to fold. We need to let these 2s go over here on the left.
2 dots.
Okay, so what are they doing over there?
2 dots. Three characters.
Dragon.
2 characters.
Okay, nobody wanted the 2 crack.
Flower.
Oh, we're in a really tight spot here. That one, there's only 1 more 1 bam.
4 characters.
And we need it for a pair. This is very risky.
Flower.
We need that 1 bam. Let's let the 2s go.
2 characters.
Why did I not choose pung pung kong kong? Because there are 2 1 bams out.
4 bamboos.
But that would have been a good,
Pung.
that would have been an option, Charlotte. But there
2 characters.
was 1 3 bam out. So we would have needed a joker there.
7 bamboos.
We would have used at the time our only joker.
Pung.
And there are 2 1 bams out.
4 characters.
So instead, I opted to play the
7
second hand
characters.
down or fold. Folding is always an option as well.
East wind.
Pung.
Now, this player on our left,
North wind.
they must need 2 bams.
Red dragon.
5. This 9 bam is a safe discard.
5 bamboos. Pung.
Oh my goodness. They're going to have our 1.
5 dots.
This player on our left, we're probably locked in because, they're doing 1 3 5
West
dragon.
wind.
So they're not in bams. Wow. They're risking 2 jokers in the end game. 3 4 5 6 dragon. I thought maybe they were doing 1 3 5. All right. Nice. Mahjong man. Well done, dude. Okay. This player, I thought they were doing, I don't know what I was thinking. They're doing 5 through 9. They needed a 6 bam. Our one bam was in the wall. Over here, we have all winds. They are ready on a south. So that was a good game. Let's play again. We have one, let's play one more game. One more game here. Okay, here we go. Thank you for being here in this live stream. Thank you for commenting in the comment section. All right, let's see what we can do. We have, wow, look at that, a pung of dragons. Do you think we could maybe do the big ear hand? We've got winds, we've got twos, and we've got dragons. Let's try. Let's try to do the big ear hand. Let's see. How about 1, 3, 8 here? Let's see if we can do the big ear hand. Wouldn't that be fun to get that in here? Well, you got 4s. That will help. Look at that. Okay, let's pass 2, 5, 7. Let's see. We don't need the west. We need north and south paired up. We're going to see if we can do this. We got a 4. Okay. So whatever 2 comes in. Wow. No keepers. Yes. We want to keep going. Big ear hand. Yep, that is the big ear hand, the last hand on the card. We're going to try. We need wins, though. We need pairs north-south. I'm not too concerned about the east, but the pairs of north-south, and we have just one north, that's a problem. So we could play maybe the first hand under the year if the big ear hand doesn't work out. No keepers. That just means that we have tiles to pass, so it's okay. I think I would try for the first hand under the year if the big ear hand doesn't work. Oh, we got a 4 and a west. Bummer. Okay, so the 4, we can maybe use that for the first hand. I'd say we have 2 to pass. I would still keep the winds to see if the big ear hand comes in. They're delaying their offer. We're going to decline here. Nope, that's okay. I'm not going to pass 1 tile. So we'll see what happens. We have 1 clear discard.
3 characters.
So we'll find out here in a minute if this is going to
3
work.
dots.
This is kind of exciting here. News with the year 2024.
8 bamboos.
We need 2s in here. We need 2s.
6 bamboos.
5. No.
5 bamboos.
The west is a discard. We don't need that.
8 bamboos.
North wind.
We need a pair there.
7 bamboos.
Dragon.
West wind.
We could do like numbers with 4s. Like numbers
7
with 4s
bamboos.
and dragons. Let's see.
3 characters.
It would be like such. 4s.
9 bamboos.
There's an east.
Red dragon.
Okay.
Kong.
Well, that's interesting. We would not have gotten
3
the
dots.
dragons. Let's try this.
East wind.
At least we've got east-west. We need north-south.
Red dragon.
We don't want
9 bamboos.
we don't want dragons. I mean jokers.
8
We're not
characters.
interested in jokers right now. Oh,
6 bamboos.
5 characters.
Okay.
Nine characters.
Oh, a 4. All right. It's just not coming in.
North wind.
Okay, so we've got 4s. We're going to switch. Let's see, we've got
3
4s.
characters.
So we're not going to do the big ear hand. It's
White
just
dragon.
too risky. We really don't need a Kong. We don't need a Kong.
9 characters.
Oh my gosh, and then a 2 came in. Doggone it. This game. Okay. Okay,
wind.
let's just see here. Because here we have, what do we have? Oh my gosh. 2044.
North wind.
2044.
2 dots.
2, 4. Oh. The first hand,
West
I'm
wind.
guessing. Oh my goodness.
8 dots.
Yeah, waiting on wins is just way too risky. Let's see here. 2,
5 dots.
2024.
5 dots.
Or like
5
numbers with 4s.
bamboos.
Let's see if we can get a green dragon in here.
West wind.
Green dragon, and maybe we could play fours with dragons. But at the moment, we don't need to call for anything
4 dots.
unless a 2 bam goes down. In
6
which
bamboo.
case, in which case we
West
could
wind.
pung.
6 bamboos. South wind.
Six dots.
South wind.
4 dot. Okay.
5 dots.
So we have 3 pairs of 4s in here.
6 dots.
Okay, you could not have planned this really.
8 bamboos.
So what we need in here is a green dragon, but we can
East
use
wind.
jokers. We're playing a gap hand.
9 characters.
We could maybe call for the 4 crack because it's out in a pung right here. So yeah, gap hand.
Flower.
Let's see, what else could we do?
Mahjong.
It doesn't matter. We have Mahjong. Look at those ones. Holy cow. Wow, that's crazy. Look at that. 3 jokers. Well, how nice. Mahjong Man is on a roll there. Over here we have 789 dragon. Or no, 789 one suit. Sorry. Over here we have 5, 6, 7, 8 dragon. We had a little ways to go there, but we had further. Look at these. Look at that. We were trying so hard for that year hand, but oh well. Okay, so that's going to do it for this live stream. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see, do I have, let me look really quick to see. Hold on one second. I'm just checking to see if I have a wiki article. Okay, I do. There's a wiki article on the topic for today. It's called tile efficiency. I don't know why, but my internet is really slow right now. Article 182, tile efficiency. And it basically talks through this outside in theory. So I'll put this in the video description, and you could check it out maybe later, but I hope you found it helpful. This is the discard planning I use when I play, and I find it helpful. It helps me make super quick decisions. It helps me to also plan for sabotage, and it also keeps me on target for making sure I have safe discards before the end of the third wall. So I hope that you check it out. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Send me an email. And we'll be back again next week for more Nitty-Gritty Let's Play live stream. Mondays from 1 to 3. We always do a topic of interest. There's a link in the video description below to the recurring topics. And I think there's 18 topics that we cycle through. And they're all really powerful skills and strategies that can help you refine your playing style. Thank you very much, moderators, for being here. I appreciate your help with chat. And we'll see you again next Monday. And then maybe join us on Friday. Incidentally, we're going to do a fundraiser on Saturday night for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. This is going to be Bingo Bash. Bingo Bash is where we're going to do a game within a game. Anyone who donates to St. Jude through the MAHJLIFE webpage will get a bingo card, and then during the game, anytime something happens and you have that word or situation on your bingo card, you get an X, and then you could win a prize. Maybe you go up. We're going to do a drawing for prizes. but the primary purpose is to play a game within a game for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. If you want to know more about it, go to mahjlife.com/bingo, and you'll find information about the bingo bash. And I hope to see you there. It'll be from 7 to 9 p. I believe it's 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday night. I'll put a link for that in the video description as well. And I guess that's it for now. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos, and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks be keepers.